Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Push Games. I'm your host, the enlightened, excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello, happy birthday, Switch. 6 years is it's a long time for this thing. Ready to I don't know. I'm ready for something new. Let's make something new.
I'm ready.
Although I still love the Switch. It's fine. I love the console. I want it to be more powerful. But anyways, hello. I'm ready to podcast.
Everybody, we have two exciting guests, actually both debuting at the same time. So I gotta give it up to this first person and everything. He's a new person that I'm meeting. I love his work. I love hearing his podcast. From the single player experience, everybody, please welcome Sebastian. Hello, good sir.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me on, and thank you for allowing me to, just be here and nerd out with y'all. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really excited for the show.
Thank you.
I'm excited that we have new people in the. I mean, yeah. Hold on. I'll let you introduce our other guests before I get into this.
Yes, because everybody, I finally got one of my bro hymns on the show. I have been on his show so many times. It's an experience like none other. From the Delvin Cox experience, everybody give a round of applause to the one, the only, Delvin Cox. Hello, good sir.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be on this show. And Eddie said he was bringing nachos, and I don't see any nachos for me. I'm very disappointed by this turn of events.
He always says he always says he's bringing something and it never shows up. It's always something different. It's either some sort of candy that he picked up on the way home or something awful to drink. That's
some candy from an unmarked van. Yeah, he told me that too.
Mm-hmm.
Told me to hop in it too. I didn't hop in it, fortunately.
I mean, I've been drinking a lot of the Pepsi Peeps or the Pepsi.
You deserve to be locked up.
Well, real thing.
Yeah,
Pepsi Peeps.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
You should be put in prison for that.
It's not bad. So I'll get into it in Snack Tender, but I did buy one because I bought another one for another associate at work, so we could taste it together, so she could get the idea and stuff.
You really
and she
locked
liked
up
it.
for that. That's like a crime.
Crime. Look. Okay, so the other day we have for the Boss Rush podcast, we have a supplemental show called Boss Rush Presents where we kind of throw on our interviews and our specialty shows, and we were doing a founders roundtable, and for 40 minutes, Ed and Jesse talked about nasty beverages, and 25 of those minutes was about Peeps Pepsi. Okay, it was. I just sat back and was like, look, I got some farming to do in Disney Dreamlight Valley. I guess I'll get some of that done.
I just can't believe this is a real thing. I can't believe that. Like all the people in charge of the FCC and all that kind of stuff allowed this to be put into production.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
This is diabetes in a bottle.
It hurts my soul.
I mean,
the bright yellow label should just tell you to stay away. Okay, caution tape is made of yellow tape. Okay, I'm just saying.
But the yellow looks good with the Pepsi logo and everything.
No,
I mean, it's surfing a Super Mario Brothers 3 yellow.
Eddie, you know what else is yellow? Pee. And I don't want to drink that.
That's not yellow.
I don't want to drink that. Get that crap out of here. It is awful. That is horrible.
This is hurting my soul. I'm switching topics before we have to talk about Peeps Pepsi anymore. So what I was saying before Delvin was introduced, I'm excited to have new people on. And Delvin, I know you and I have kind of followed each other for a while, and I know you've been on. I think you did a 1v1 with Ed at one point.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to finally talk to you and Sebastian. Like, we've been looking for new people for a long time to just hang out and nerd out with, and I'm excited because obviously Ed and I have been doing Nintendo Pow Block for a long time, and it's always exciting to see new people come on the show, right? I mean, what is this, our 8th year of this show, right?
Yep.
Congrats.
Man, yeah. Try starting the show in the downturn of the Wii U era, okay? That was
that's rough. That was rough.
That's rough, yeah.
Man, I think we talked about Zelda for like 3 months because we were so excited for it. We had something to talk about. But, but I'm glad you guys are here. This is awesome.
Nah, thanks for having us.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, before we get into what we've been doing on the weekend, Sebastian, can you introduce yourself to the listeners and viewers?
Hey everyone, I like to call myself the Prince of Podcasts. I'm Sebastian Mauldin. I run this single player experience podcast, the premium podcast for single player gamers to find out about good single player games to play. So on that podcast, you can find out about not only good single player games to play, we also play bad games to kind of let you know why these games are bad. We go into deep depths on why you should avoid these. It's a video game podcast to basically manage your video game backlog. So that we do all that. We also have dev interviews where we talk to up and coming devs, and we talk to people who have been in the game for a very long time. We do deep dives into their games, a whole bunch of different kinds of things like that. So if you like indie games, if you like big AAA games, if you just like talking about the single player experiences that you have in your day-to-day life, you should definitely check out the Single Player Experience podcast.
That sounds dope.
Right.
Thank you.
Really
I've been working on that one.
All right, and Delvin, can you introduce yourself and your podcast?
Well, take a seat because it's going to be a while.
Okay.
All right.
Have you met Ed?
Yes, very much so. I host the Delvin Cox Experience, a podcast where each week I try to unite the culture through diversity. So it's a cool podcast. I've been doing it for a while now. People love it. I've had people on such as Rodney Barnes. I've had on a lot of different cool people on the show. So that's one thing. I've also been a judge on the Who Would Win show. So if anybody listens to the Who Would Win show, I've been a judge multiple times on there, judging multiple battles and contests. So that's a really good show to check out. If you're into DC stuff, I recently played Jon Stewart Green Lantern in an audio drama called Justice League Mortal. So yes, I played a 4-part audio drama. I played Jon Stewart Green Lantern.
And Blackest Day and Brightest Night.
Yes, I did the whole oath and everything.
Oh wow!
I also host the PlayStation Experience. I do a lot of things, and I also host a Geek Nerd podcast called All Blurred Everything. So yeah, I'm doing a lot.
That's amazing. The fact that that's cool. Jon Stewart I think he's probably the best Green Lantern.
I agree.
My opinion.
And
same here.
That's not just because I played him. He's legit my favorite Green Lantern.
No. Look, I've seen enough Hal Jordan to know that I don't need any more Hal Jordan. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Somebody was calling. By the way, side tangent. Somebody was calling for Guy Gardner to be the next Green Lantern.
No,
not at all.
No.
I'm like, get out of here.
Cal first before we get Guy.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh, no. We're John. Look, yeah, no.
I think it should be John then Jessica.
Yeah,
I like that.
I agree.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Corey, how was your weekend?
It was good. I mean, it was full of destiny. Let's be honest here. Lightfall came out, so I've been trying to blow through a lot of this content to get, the Destiny podcast kind of up to date, right? And I've been blowing through that. I've been losing lots of sleep because of it, and yeah. Other than that, I mean, I made some pretty awesome fajita quesadillas tonight. That was pretty good. And yeah, that was that. I mean, my weekend's been pretty slow, but my wife and I are also rewatching Ted Lasso to get ready for the new season.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I watched it, and then my wife didn't watch it with me, and I convinced her that we need to watch it together. So we've been rewatching it, and man, that show's so good. It's so good.
Is your favorite character Roy Kent?
Yeah.
Yeah, already. Let's go.
Whose favorite character isn't Roy Kent? Let's be honest here for a second. If you are not a Roy Kent fan, you don't need to be watching the show.
Oh, for sure not.
Oh, I don't watch the show at all. So
well,
you are missing out.
You are missing out.
Well, I don't have Apple Plus TV.
Well,
so.
You're missing out.
Look,
missing out.
Okay.
I'd say you get 3 months free through Game Pass, but you don't subscribe to Game Pass either. So
what?
Yeah. No,
the best deal in gaming.
Yeah,
no.
It's not
call
really.
Ed has to buy everything in a box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Game Pass is a demo station to me and to a lot of people.
Ed's very anti subscription service.
Ed, do you know what a demo is? The demo is not the full game.
Yeah.
Well, that's how everybody treat game. Where most people treat Game Pass. So
Yes.
I'm not gonna spend $15
Yes, if a
a
game is
month.
interesting and I play it and I don't like it, then I can move
I'm
on to
not
the
gonna
next
spend
game.
$15 just to have a demo station of games. I rather
fired.
own my games.
Good thing you're
Digitally
not
or
on an
physically.
Xbox podcast. Oh.
Delvin, how was your weekend?
It was actually a really good weekend, man. I've been very active out in these streets. I don't know if I can tell all those stories, but yeah, I've had a very good weekend out there, just living life. I've been playing. I got PSVR 2 this week.
Ooh.
Ooh, how you
played-
liking it?
It's way better than PSVR 1. It is light years ahead of it. The games feel
Can I-
more fleshed out, more full. Oh, go ahead. Ask me which one.
Oh, can I ask you? So, have you seen a lot of talk about PSVR 2 like on your timeline or with friends or stuff like that? Because I'm not seeing a lot. I know people bought it and got it, but they're not saying much about it. So I was just wondering, have you seen it like on your side?
I've seen it, but I think you're not seeing as much talk is because the way they're selling it is more concentrated than you normally see like stuff sold. Like it's not in stores. You have to buy it from PlayStation Direct. That's the only way you can get one. So so unless you're gonna go buy it and wait a couple of days for it to get in, and then you add in the factor of this, it's expensive as hell. I got it because I came into a little bit of money. I'm like, I might as well just get this. And that was kind of the thing I wanted to get, so I just got it because of that. But it's really cool. It like I got the Horizon game. I got the bundle. I think the bundle was $5.99. And
Call of the Mountain.
Call of the Mountain, yes. And I like because the original PSVR, while it was cool, it felt more like a tech demo, like the Batman game where they say you can quote unquote be Batman. It's fun, but you're not really Batman. You're just like, okay, let's go to this spot. You have to press the button to go to this spot, go to this spot. You don't really get the feel of being Batman. Going from that to going to what Call of the Mountain is, where they're like, hey, you see that little wall there? You can climb up that wall if you want to. You see this little thing, somebody shot an arrow at you. You can pull the arrow out and throw it at them, even if it's broken. There's so many things you could do that feel almost realistic, and it looks better. It's just so cool.
I heard when you get really close to someone and like in their face, they actually back up and look at you weird because you're getting in their face.
Yes. It's little things like that that kind of just immerse you into the world. And I think that's really cool that they've gotten so much better at doing VR. And even though it's tethered because you still have to have a cord, just one cord as opposed to the 5 that we got in the original PSVR, where you look like you was locked into the Matrix. This one feels right. It just feels good. It's the most comfortable VR headset I've tried thus far, and I haven't felt any motion sickness playing it or anything like that. I'm having a blast with it. I like it.
That's great. I think to your question, Ed, I think like I think there's not been a whole lot of discourse, especially in like a lot of circles, because like it doesn't have a killer application yet. If this had like a Half-Life Alyx at launch, I think a lot more people would be talking about it.
Yeah, that's where I was going to. Is like I think a lot of the games are re-releases or updates, right? Like I think they said out of like how many launch games were there? 27. I think only 3 or 4 of them were actually new games, right? Including Call of the Mountain. So
I think it does. I just think that people may have overestimated the popularity of Horizon.
Yeah,
because that's probably the killer app right there. But it's just like, it's Horizon, and we just played Horizon not too long ago.
Yeah,
Horizon also has the I guess the unfortunate side effects of like they put out Horizon when there's like so much going on in the gaming world. It doesn't ever have its own space to breathe. So to speak. It's always bad timing on like release dates for Horizon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Horizon is, in my opinion, Sony's best IP. It's my favorite Sony IP.
It's one of mine too,
right now.
Yeah,
but it always gets the Breath of the Wild treatment. So
it always gets compared to Breath of the Wild, and even the sequel is like, it's good, it's great, but it's more Horizon. It doesn't get mentioned in the same breath as God of War and The Last of Us does.
Yeah, and I think Horizon's better than God of War. I actually don't really care for the new God of War games like at all.
Interesting.
What?
Yeah, I stopped playing Ragnarok. I was like, I'm kind of done.
Interesting.
Ragnarok is an interesting game, so
I love it.
That's something to talk off.
I'll finish it. I don't know. I got my PS5 in December, November, December ish, and I got the God of War bundle, and I played it. I'm like 20 hours in, so I'm not like any, I think I'm like halfway through, and I'm just like, I don't know, it's just not grabbing me, and it's disappointing because I love God of War. I've been playing since PS2, right? I love that series, and like the last one was like, I was like, this is good, but like I played it after I played Breath of the Wild and Horizon, and I'm just like, I those games are better in my opinion. And like I hate Atreus. Like, oh my gosh, he's so annoying. I wish he would just. I hope he dies in this game somewhere.
He's better in Ragnarok, I will say.
Yes,
no, he's not.
A lot better.
I will say, if you're 20 hours into the game and you haven't felt it yet, there's nothing in that back half of the 20 hours that's going to change your mind.
But I'm so invested in Kratos, like as a character at this point, that I'm like, I got to see this through and see where, like, what's happening after this.
It feels like a creative writing project at times because it's just like, oh, you guys are literally just making stuff. Oh,
it's not that bad. It's just like I'm
just saying the way that it feels in the story.
No, I think Ragnarok. It's just like I feel like I've played this game already, and I did like 3-4 years ago, and like I guess you could say the same about Horizon also, but like I don't know. There's just something different about Horizon's world and the robot dinosaurs and being out there crafting your stuff and. I don't know. So it's funny because God of War, Ragnarok. I know Corey Barlog didn't direct it. It was shoot, what's his name? I forget.
Right off the top of my tongue.
Yeah. So he did an interview, and he said he's like, I'm not a visual person. I'm a spreadsheet document. Yeah, like document person, and he said. The way I designed this game, the way I had to like kind of design the flow of this game was I had to make a spreadsheet. Do this, go here, press button, go here, do this. And ever since I heard that interview, when I play that game, all I see is a spreadsheet. All I see is that spreadsheet that he was talking about. And I'm like, yes, this game is super linear. Yes, there's like a trail over here, but then you got to go back, right? It's not like when you're exploring, it doesn't feel like you're exploring. When you're like in this open space, you can't really go in this open space because you kind of have to go where the path is leading you. And like, I don't know, ever since that interview, it like changed my perspective of the game. And now I feel like I can't enjoy it because this is what the director said this was the game. So I don't know. I'll get back to it. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll get back to it. I'm going to finish it at some point, probably sometime in March or April. I've just been, between having a Destiny podcast and having to keep up on Destiny, and then we're doing a video game book club for Hogwarts Legacy. I have to finish that. Like, I'm just, and all the podcasts that we're doing, I'm just kind of swamped, and on top of that, work and life and balancing things. So, anyways, welcome to PlayStation podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Sebastian, how was your weekend?
It went pretty well. This feels like a big eventful weekend for me for some reason because like it just felt like I went back to back doing a tons of different things. Like I went and saw Creed 3, really enjoyed that. Also, watched the UFC fights with John Jones last night, so we did that as well. And played a little bit of Wulong Fallen Dynasty and different things like that. So it just feels like it was like an eventful weekend, even though it was kind of like the same old, same old.
Did you like the Wulong game? I didn't like the demo at all.
I like aspects of Wulong. I think if you like Sekiro, you'll like Wulong more than... I don't go into this expecting like Elden Ring. Go into this expecting like Sekiro meets Neo, and I think you'll like it a lot more.
Okay.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like if you like Neo, you'll kind of like Wulong.
Yeah. If you like Neo 1 and 2, then you'll really like this game. But I think like it's got more of a parry system, very closer to like Sekiro, and like the action feels more Sekiro-ish. So it kind of fuses those two kind of games really well. But I like the aspect that it is more linear than Elden Ring, where Elden Ring was just this big sprawling world full of exploration that had like lore but didn't necessarily focus on story. This focuses on story, and it's more of a linear experience, but it also still has a lot of those essence of like the Souls games, so to speak. So I like the game. I don't think it's perfect by any means. The game kind of feels cheap in some parts of like the difficulty spikes here and there, the random difficulty spikes, but I think it's a good game. I don't think this is a game of the year contender though.
Okay.
Well, that's what Game Pass is for, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is the Neo team though, right? This is Team Ninja, right? So
yeah.
When I played Neo 1, I actually kind of liked it, but I never like went back to it. I never went back to it. I think I played it for like 5 or 6 hours. And I was like, man, this is fun. But Wolong, I think I'm gonna give it a try because it's on Game Pass. So
it's a fun game. And it gives you a whole lot of different kinds of ways to play the game, as opposed to, I feel like Neo kind of gave you the illusion of options, and this one actually explores options to the fullest.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Well, for me, enjoyed the day off. Actually got a new phone, but I haven't activated it yet.
What kind of phone?
I got a Moto G Power.
Okay.
And so I needed to get a new phone because my old phone was not charging as it used to. And this plus it's an old Android, so I had to update. So just got to get that working. Plus my old phone was about to expire, so I just had to go get a new one. Got some a whole bunch
your
of
old phone about to expire.
Like, you made it sound like milk.
Yeah,
you did make it sound like milk.
It's got a week left, guys.
No, it's saying that like the bill, like the payment stuff that I do for it is about to expire. So I will carry over to it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Would they be like your service is about to expire in a certain amount of days? I'm like, well, that's fine. I'll carry it over to a new phone and everything.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
Got some Adidas stuff. So everything that I would have brought at a regular Adidas store would have been like $250. I ended up getting it for like $74.
I was gonna say Adidas is probably real cheap right now.
We have an outlet mall with an outlet store in Adidas, and they got a whole bunch of stuff off for 60 to 50% off. Yeah. So I had to stock up on some stuff.
They are hemorrhaging money right now.
Shoot,
big time.
When I went there Saturday and they were packed. They's like, you could come through the week if you're looking for good deals because it's not that busy. The cashier said if you come Saturday or Sunday at any time, even when we open, we are fully packed. And I went at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, it was probably big.
I was just like, y'all should be going home. You Wisconsin people, go. Nope, they was out there packed. I'm like, okay. So, and I did pick up. I finally got my Kirby Deluxe. Got some headphones.
Part of the problem, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
why we're getting 75 Kirby games this month. Okay, like just
what
gross.
For full price at that.
The month of Kirby.
No, gross.
Wait. Hell, hold on. I get full price for my Xbox and PlayStation.
I know,
games.
Ed. I'm just kidding. You know that Kirby is like a big joke around here. You're part of the problem.
What? It's Nintendo. I have to show my support. I got to get my Nintendo games.
I showed my support by ignoring yet another Kirby title.
We're gonna get 4 more before the year is over.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
It's not
all
fine.
for it.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushMedia and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.
So, but everybody, now it's time for Snacktendo! So, Delvin, what have you been snacking on?
Oh! Does this count? I went to like a Mexican restaurant
Yeah, that counts.
on a date Friday.
Oh.
Your boy out here in these streets, man.
Was your date the snack or was the food?
Well, she definitely was the snack.
Mackety Mac.
She definitely was. But yeah, they have this like sampler platter with empanadas and all this Spanish food. It was so good. It was so much good Spanish food there, man. It was just a good vibe. Like a lot of culture. Apparently this place is like a popular place to have like your birthday party at. So while we're in the restaurant eating and talking, every 5 minutes somebody would come out and just sing a happy birthday to some random person in the place. I'm like, oh,
Wow.
I guess that's a thing. But yeah, it was a cool vibe, loud Spanish music. Now apparently I have to go take salsa lessons because she wants to go salsa dancing now. Because this restaurant.
Oh, nice.
A lot of fun.
Do it.
It's fun. It's really fun.
Nice.
It's cool. That's awesome. Mexican food is the best.
Yes, it is.
My favorite too.
Oh, so good.
All right, Corey, what have you been snacking on?
Well, so earlier I mentioned that I made some quesadillas for dinner tonight. But it was I chopped up some green peppers and onions and put some spices in there and had some ground beef and cheese and a little bit of chili pepper, cooked it all up, put it in a giant tortilla and just cut them all up. We actually made too much. My wife didn't finish hers and I shouldn't have finished mine, but it was so good I couldn't just let it go to waste. So I finished it and then I look in the mirror and wonder why I look like the way I do. And it's because I make too much food and then I eat it all.
I have to ask you a question, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
When you say spices, what are we talking about?
Oh, just like a little bit of like chili powder and some salt and pepper, and then some I don't know, whatever the mixed taco seasoning is in the bag that comes with the stuff.
Good man. I thought you were gonna say salt.
No, salt is not a spice. Salt is a taste enhancer at best. We'll say that's the nice way of putting salt. Although
Sebastian picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have to say, so last June I caught COVID for the first time, and ever since then I have added salt to everything I've eaten. Not that
it feels like you're missing salt.
It just feels like it's just not tasting. It doesn't have enough taste to it enough, and so I'm like adding salt to everything, and really got to stop that. But I haven't been able to taste things the right way since then, and it's like, man, sometimes some of the things you hear is some of it's scary, and then some of it you're like, that seems weird. But then it happens to you, and you're like, oh well, and now I'm just gonna taste things funny the rest of my life. So sure.
Yeah, I've heard a case where some people couldn't taste chocolate afterwards, and I was just like, oh, that's a horrible world to live in.
That is. Yeah. That sucks.
Man, but yeah, so that's what I've been snacking on. Oh, also last night we went to Casa del Rio, Ed, the place with the giant burritos. So
that sounds good.
It's a for those who don't know, it's like a local kind of Mexican restaurant around here. There's Casa del Rio, and then there's Casa del Rio Express, which is essentially like Mexican Chipotle, and it's just it's so good.
So, nice.
Yeah,
sounds good.
All right, Sebastian, what have you been snacking on?
Yeah, let's see. I guess it's just the theme of the show. I also had some Mexican food. My wife and I do brunch every Sunday and such like that. So we like to try different brunch spots into the area. And she got some Migos, and I got a Mexican meat lovers Mexican meat lovers breakfast platter. And so I kind of did that. Had some tortillas and such like that, made some tacos and such. It had some chorizo, had some bacon, had some sausage with some eggs. It was just chef's kiss. So that's kind of that's what I've been snacking on most of the day today.
That's amazing.
Sounds good.
Well,
Ed, did you have Pizza Hut or Domino's this week?
I have Pizza Hut.
Oh no!
It's always one of the two, huh? Always one of the two.
So on Fridays I get Pizza Hut sometimes. On the weekdays when I'm at work I get Domino's.
Be honest, which one you like better?
Honestly, I would have to go with Domino's. I love Pizza Hut. I do love Pizza Hut, but I get it once. Not for Domino's.
Okay.
I think Domino's toppings is better in a sense. Because I'm not saying that Pizza Hut toppings are not good and everything, but Pizza Hut has better crust and sauce than Domino's for me. So back in the 80s, Pizza Hut was the thing. Like I used to always go in. We used to sit down. My mom would give me like 25 cents. I'm at the arcade playing Double Dragon for the next 3 minutes because it had a timer on it and everything.
Man,
so, and
you are old.
I know I'm old school.
Double Dragon.
I know.
Hey, shoot. That's how we used to do back in the days. Our demo stations for video games is that you pay for them and they were treated like arcade games. Because that's how they did Super Mario Brothers 3 before the game came out. They put it in an arcade. You would pay 25 cents to get like 3 minutes worth of play before the game came out. This is right after the Wizard had dropped.
Man, Mario 3. What a gem.
Did I ever tell you I went to Super Nintendo World? The Nintendo World Championships. That was so long ago. I had to be like 7 or 8, and they came to South Florida, and they had the little booth where you could play Super Mario Brothers 3 and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. There's a video out there. Well, I can't find. My dad probably has it of me dancing to a rap version of the Super Mario Brothers song. Yes.
Is it the same?
They were giving
out. Is it the same as the TV?
No, it's kind of like the TV show.
Okay.
I remember it because they were giving out Nintendo fruit snacks, Super Mario fruit snacks, and that was like
wow.
You would go there and you would they give you a cassette tape of you dancing and singing, and they give you a pack of the Super Mario fruit snacks.
Nice. Man, fruit snacks, man. By the way, so a side tangent about Mario 3, okay? So someone that I work with, I was in his office the other day, and he was showing me this thing. It was like a local TV station, but it was licensed Mario stuff. It was like called like King Koopa's Kids Club or something. And it was like it was there. I don't even know how to describe it. It was some guy in a Bowser costume, like marching with all these kids, and like the show was canceled because the guy who played King Koopa at the time was like a notorious drunk and abuser.
Ooh, that's crazy.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? This is just, oh man, I wish I could remember what the show was actually called and send you a clip of it, but man, it was.
Wow. I bought some Captain Crunch Oops All Berries cereal.
How's the top of your mouth feel?
Good, fine. It's not
like just killed by sandpaper at this point.
No, I only had one bowl for breakfast. I'm like, goodness,
that's all you need. Like, that's all it takes.
Yeah, really just like 2 or 3 bites, really.
Not for me. I just go. It's good. Now, if it was Honey Nut Cheerios, that whole box would have been gone before the podcast. Like, I love Honey Nut Cheerios. I've been getting Dunkin' Donuts, sweet pepper bacon sandwiches, and I've been adding ketchup to it. Oh, it's so good with ketchup. I'm like, ooh, this is some anointings right here. This is new for me, and everything.
I gotta say, Ed, like you make like I'm not a healthy eater at all, but you make me feel like I'm a healthy eater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we go through this every week. Yeah,
we go through this. Yeah,
he has like the stomach of an iron. I don't know.
A raccoon, iron raccoon, basically.
Yes,
yeah.
But I mean, I eat my veggies. I drink my water.
I don't believe that at
Ed,
all.
French fries do not count as vegetables, Ed.
Yes.
I'm only get French fries when I'm off of work and I'm getting a meal. I don't eat
Sprite
French
does not
fries
count
like
as
that.
water.
I am drinking water.
Okay.
The judgment I get for the food that I eat.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm saying this more out of concern than I am like in just judgment.
No,
you know?
I'm judging him.
Y'all have Mexican food that would Team Rocket y'all backs.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but we
wow.
didn't have it 3 days a week, 7 days in a row.
But I don't have it. I'm just saying what I have eaten, what I have snacked on.
I mean, your mouth is bloody from Captain Crunch. Like you had one form of pizza this week, and what was the other thing? Like you washed all that down with some Pepsi Peeps.
Yeah.
God.
No, I did not wash all that down with no Pepsi Peeps.
Yeah.
You at this point, if you died today, they cut you open doing the autopsy, and all your blood would come out looking like Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Purple ooze.
Yeah.
I'd rather you be on crack than drinking those peeps. At least I can explain that to people. Look, man,
What?
Eddie
It's
just had a rough time.
Pepsi. What? It's
No,
Pepsi
it's not just
with.
Pepsi. It's disgusting.
It tastes good to me.
Right now, they can
That's
use
the
your
problem.
DNA and create the new Ninja Turtle.
Man.
I cannot get away with anything that I eat.
Nope.
No. We just like messing with you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ed, for bringing joy to our lives.
Wait. Okay.
Just don't die. I don't feel like looking for a new co-host.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, everybody, it's time for Playing with Power. Sebastian, have you been playing with Power?
Man, I've been playing Fire Emblem Three Houses again. I got back into that, and it was more because I'm salty at Fire Emblem Engage because like I wanted Engage to be more like Three Houses because like I liked the story aspect of like Fire Emblem Three Houses a lot, and Engage just feels like it was almost like the Super Smash Brothers of Fire Emblem, where like all these characters just came in, but there wasn't really like a concrete story behind anything that went on in that game. So it was almost like the game mechanics feel a lot better than they did in Three Houses, but the story suffered as a result. So I kind of missed that aspect. So I went back to the comfort food that is Fire Emblem Three Houses and started playing that again. So that's what I've been playing on the Nintendo side of things. Other than that, it's just been Wulong Fallen Dynasty on the other side of the fence.
Do you think because engages by Intelligent Systems, the original developers of the Fire Emblem series, have you experienced more of their games, or have you experienced more of the Koei Tecmo games?
Koei Tecmo probably. Yeah, like I only played like two Fire Emblem games, and that was like the original. I believe I went back and played it before Three Houses just to kind of see how they kind of like started it over the years, and then I played Three Houses. So it's one of those things to where I'm like I Three Houses is the one that got me into the series and what I fell in love with, and the story aspects were kind of the reason why I fell in love with those, and then to kind of get this other side of the fence, it almost felt like it was watered down in a way, like at least story wise and character wise. So I missed that aspect of it.
Okay.
Did you play either one of the like Engage this year?
I have Engaged. I put it down because I had some other games that I had to play that I had to get through. Like I had to play through Norco before I talked to Walk. So I had to put Engage down for a bit. But I am gonna get back to it. There's just like a whole bunch of stuff that dropped like on Nintendo that I jump around with, and some stuff on Series X that I had to that I've been working on and everything. So I just kind of just been jumping around, but I'll get back into Engage and everything. Because I was just to say the music in Engage is amazing, and I love this artwork. Like the animation, I'm like, I could watch a TV series of this. There's something about when their companies do like animation and stuff, with their graphics, it's just like, why is this not a TV series or a movie or something that I could just buy or sit down and just watch itself? Like it's just so good.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way you did about Engage, where like I liked it but like, man, Three Houses is just, to me, Three Houses kind of story structure and just everything else with that game was just, it's, everything is better. Like, don't get me wrong, Engage is a beautiful game and it looks great and the environments are great and the battle system is cool, but like I miss the story elements and the social kind of stuff that,
for sure.
and I mean, it's not like Intelligent Systems doesn't know how to do that stuff, right? I mean, Awakening is like the pretty much the structure of which all these games are based off of now. Like, it's just, I wish Engage was different, and I ultimately think that Three Houses will go down as the better game on the Switch when it's all said and done.
I think so too. I almost wish they would have just did Three Houses Part 2, at this point.
Yeah. Which reminds me, man, Warriors. Did you hear the rumor that Shez might be DLC for Engage, Ed?
No.
Oh man, that'd be so cool.
Yes, I'm down for that.
Shez is the coolest character from the Three Houses universe that's not in Three Houses. She's only in Fire Emblem Warriors.
Three Hopes.
Yeah.
The voice acting and just her as a character design, man, she's top tier.
Yeah, I almost wish she would have been the main character of Three Houses at this point. Like that whole storyline, that whole storyline in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is really good, and it ties really well into the main story of Three Houses. That, like, I kind of wish Byleth would have been like a secondary figure almost in a way, but also then like Three Houses, I guess, probably wouldn't make sense either. So if you did that, but I really like Shez. I hope Shez gets her own game at some point. So
she would fit well if like they did a next gen version of Super Smash Brothers. She would she would fit really well into that.
I think they will. I think she will. Well, that's all you've been playing.
Yeah, that and if you remember the Nintendo Direct from like a month ago, they had a baseball game, eBaseball Power Pros. It was the baseball game,
Konami one.
Yeah, that they showed off for $1. I've been playing that. It's one of those weird, like, it's a weird game, but it's a fun little sports game, and it's kind of easy to pick up and play and kind of like mindlessly play away with. So those are the two major games I've been playing on Switch lately.
Yeah, nice. I'm still got to pick it up. I think that's the first one from Konami in America because it's popular in Japan, but it's never been here. So that is a big surprise. For me, Metro Prime Remaster. I'm close to the end of the game. I just got to search and find those the statues and everything, like their clues. And then fight Metal Ridley, and then get to the end boss. Man, this game still looks so good, and it feels so better in 60 frames per second. Like I think that's kind of what took the talk from PSVR 2, because all I seen on my timeline was people playing the digital version, playing it for the first time, getting the physical, and like everything. Like that's all I seen people talk about. Was a Metroid Prime remaster, and people are still talking about it. Like they're still buying the game. I know Europe and Japan just got their physical and everything, and people been showing it off that they get it. Like I think Metroid is having a resurgence because once Metroid Fusion drops Thursday, like a lot of people are they're like, I'm ready to play through the whole series from the original Metroid to Dread. Like people are ready to replay all 5 of those games and stuff. So Octopath Traveler 2, this game is addictive. Like I've been putting so many hours. I'm already at 24 hours and I just got my last character. I'm just now starting the second chapters of everybody. And I think I'm a little bit overpowered. Like I've been grinding and everything, but the voice acting a bit is really good. The music is phenomenal. Like I'm ready to like nominate it for Game of the Year for music and everything as best soundtrack. Like it's really up there. I mean, I still got ways to go with other games. Like Hi-Fi Rushes, like that music is really good, and that's a big nomination for me for soundtrack. But like Octopath Traveler 2, man, just so good for it. And I think a lot of people been jumping around to that game. I didn't get the Final Fantasy There's a Rhythm yet. But I do want to pick that game up and give it a try. I've been seeing a lot of people play it, and the game is kicking a lot of people's tail on a hard mode and stuff. So,
do you feel like Octopath 2 is better than the first one?
oh heck yeah, yeah, it's way easier to like grind to get money, and the stories are better and everything. They flow better and stuff. I think Octopath
And
1. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, do you feel like the introduction of the characters were done a lot better in this game as opposed to like sort of like the piecemeal aspect that they did in the first one?
So, um, that part, not really. Um, and I think the reason being is that if you don't take the time to like get powerful before you even like get through the first section of the game, even before that chapter ends, you could lose a battle in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Oh wow.
And I think in one, um if you let them teach you and everything, you'll get through it. But like if you don't take the time to learn that battle system, you can die. Um and everything. What I do like about it though is that they, depending on, because they now have like easy, normal, and hard. Depending on what setting you go to, if you defeat your first enemy, like you learn that you defeat your first enemy, you're able to go up a level automatically. Because like you could get, if you hit like 3 or 4 times from the enemy, like you don't defend or you don't like power up, you could get hit and like one hit is taken off almost like 25% of your health.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's very, like I said, it's very challenging. But if you know take the time to like grind, I think they're trying to make this more than just a 40-hour RPG. They're trying to make it close to like 60 to 70 hours. You know, you get these stories, but you really you really gotta like take the time and get powerful, because there's some chapters like you can't even get to chapter 2 until you're to that character is like level 25. So if you do not like work on that character, you're going to get you're going to get murdered. But luckily there are some chapters in it that you can just go interact and the chapter's over with and
Okay. That
everything.
sounds fun.
So yeah, so that's, yeah, but I'm loving Octopath Traveler 2 and everything. I'm gonna be jumping into Before Your Eyes. For our Talk the Walk for March. I'll be buying that on PC and playing it
It
and
is so
everything.
good. It is really good.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things about it, and I'm ready to experience it. So I'll be getting that like in a couple, like by probably like the end of this week and everything.
Yeah. Be prepared, because get some tissues ready. You gonna cry. That you gonna cry, man.
You know what? I'm not. There's a lot of stuff that takes a while for me to cry when it comes to games or music or like. I think the last time I actually cried over something game related is when Satoru Iwata passed away. That was the last time.
Oh, okay. It might be the Pepsi Peeps have mutated your tear ducts.
Yeah, pretty
No,
much.
there's. I think I'm so used to some of the emotional stuff, and there's sometimes when I know if I feel like it's very cliche, it takes me out of the game. Or it takes me out that emotional thing. Like you really got to really drop my jaw and be like, wait, what? And make me feel emotions and stuff. Other than that, nah. Like
Okay.
I would literally I felt better emotions playing The Last Guardian than any other game that I have
Oh,
played.
I
Besides
got you.
like, yeah, besides like Norco or something like that. Oh,
Okay.
but
I'm interested to hear your thoughts because it is a very emotionally charged game, but like you might not cry, but I feel like you'll resonate with it at least.
yeah, we're supposed to be doing that dragon named Cancer in the year 2 in
Hmm.
this year, and I know that one deals with the man's baby having cancer and everything, and how he developed that game. So I can't wait to play that because they were just like people who play that is like it's an automatic tearjerker and stuff. So
yeah.
Corey, what have you been playing with Power?
Well, nothing really that important to Nintendo people. So I've been playing a lot of Destiny, like I said earlier. I played through the entire Lightfall campaign in like a day, like a couple hours. Like I think that it is a step down from the Witch Queen for sure. But overall, I think the expansion brings a lot of good quality of life changes, and the season, the kind of this part that doesn't really have to do with the expansion. I don't know if you guys are Destiny players or not, but after the major campaign, there's 4 seasons throughout the year, and the first season has started, the season of Defiance, and it is pretty cool. I really like the story they're telling right now. The story begins right after the campaign, so yeah, I don't want to give anything away because I know a lot of people that listen to the show also listen to Tower Casuals, my Destiny podcast. But the story's going places. I like Strand, the new subclass. It's really cool. They added grappling hooks to Destiny, which is like just hilarious. But I'm actually finding myself using it a lot more than I expected. I also, as a Titan main, have this kind of slashing ability, and one of the aspects allows, like, if you charge someone and you slash them, it ties them up and strand like these little green ropes that just has them dangling there, so they're just dangling there and you can shoot them and they can't do anything about it. It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Does it feel like Halo Infinite's grappling section? Grappling?
No, it feels better, honestly,
Okay.
than Halo Infinite's. I really liked Halo Infinite's grappling. I thought it was a great addition to the game, but Strand feels better. I feel like you have more control over it.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, in Halo Infinite, you just shot your grappling hook and that's where you went, right? Whereas with Strand, if you kind of know what you're doing with it, you can kind of like swing around or swing up and over, or you can manipulate it more than you could just a regular grappling hook. So it's super cool.
So you go more vertical.
Yeah. The only thing is the grappling hook, if you're using the grapple, you don't get a grenade. So that's the trade-off. But you also have 3 powerful melee abilities instead of 1. So that's also a trade-off. But you can also switch out the grapple for grenades. You have to go kind of unlock them, but they're kind of secondary to the whole Strand thing. But it's cool. I like it a lot. The new area in Neomuna is super cool. It's very neon, very like a lot of pinks and purples and teals, and just very, very kind of retro arcadey, kind of like Sebastian's background. To be honest, it's very cool. A lot of secrets to find. The city is very vertical, obviously to do with the obviously to do with the grapple and getting you to higher places and stuff. So that's super cool. The Cloud Strider characters are interesting. They're the new kind of, I don't want to say race because they're technically humans, but the new kind of super powered beings that you meet for the first time are interesting. So yeah, that's kind of Lightfall in a nutshell. I am very excited to see where the story goes, but I'm also concerned that we only have a year left to tie up all of these loose ends that are kind of dangling out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the final shape is it, and that's February. So are you telling me you only have 4 seasons to wrap up all these storylines, or are you going to kind of like curate some of these for what happens after the final shape? There's a lot going on, and I'm excited but concerned that they have opened too many doors that they can't shut.
What is this supposed to lead into, like so-called Destiny 3 in a sense next year?
Well, the final shape is the end of the Light and Dark saga, which has been going on since the first Destiny, right? So Destiny 1 vanilla through the final shape is the Light and Dark saga. Lightfall is meant to be to put it in Marvel terms, the Infinity War to Endgame, as Destiny or Bungie has also said. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be called Destiny 3, but there's going to be a lot of things happening after Final Shape to kind of. It's going to be a jumping on point for a lot of people, I think, just because the storyline's been going on for so long and they're finally going to wrap it up and new characters are being introduced. Other characters are kind of going away in one shape or another. So we'll see. But Destiny's in a really good spot right now, though. A lot of the changes they've brought to the table the last year or two has just really been great. So we'll see. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that the last week and a half. I've also been playing a lot of Hogwarts Legacy.
Same.
That game is also incredible. I would probably be taking more time with it if I didn't have to have it done in 2 weeks for our book club. And when we're done, I might actually play it again and just take my time with it and really kind of absorb it or go through and do the rest of the side stuff. Because that game is that is a special game, and I didn't know Avalanche would have it in them, right? I mean, you think about Avalanche, you think about what Disney Infinity, think of Cars. Right? Which, don't get me wrong, great games in their own right for what they were, but to create this world so lovingly crafted and make a great game out of the Harry Potter IP is like, it's incredible, and I'm blown away by it.
How big of a Harry Potter fan are you?
What? How big am I?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say I'm like a super fan, but I really like that world, and I read all the books when they came out, right?
Okay.
Like I read all the books when they came out. I've watched all the movies several times. My wife's a pretty big Harry Potter fan. We're not big fans of the Fantastic Beasts movies, but
Understandable. So I understand. The reason why I asked is because like, I'm a Harry Potter fan as well, but like I think the world is, and I don't want to get into making this that y'all are going to do a Harry Potter like discussion pretty soon, but like to counterpoint though, I think this is a good game, but not a great one, and the reason because it's like I think a lot of what they were going for succeeds, but then there's a lot of I don't think they built the world out as fully fleshed out as what a lot of Harry Potter fans wanted, so to speak. Like,
yeah, there's definitely things in the game that I can pick apart and say, oh well, there's no Quidditch, and that's a pretty big part of the Harry Potter universe, right? There's some story things that happen to make you special, and it's like, well, I guess you kind of have to do that because it's a video game, right?
Yeah. Are the unforgivable curses though?
Yeah.
I'm like, in the lore of Harry Potter, I'm like, that's a one-way trip to Azkaban. They even say it in the dialogue of the game, and yet you can go around doing those curses in front of everyone. And and like this is like an IP that's built on a morality system. This game didn't have one, and the fact that that you have house points, you also have the what's right and wrong in the world as a whole, and it doesn't adhere to those kind of rules in the lore that it's trying to live up to.
Yeah.
So but I do think this is a good game. I don't want to.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on all those points. I think the way that I'm playing it because I'm trying to be like the good person, right? And I just think the way that I don't know. I'm more enthralled with like being in the world than actually what's going on, I think too. And I just really like playing the game. And yeah, the stuff with like the unforgivable curses and those types of things, and when they even like when you go down into the what's it called, where you follow Sebastian and you learn how to set things on fire, right?
The I can't remember what it's called, but the script,
something.
Yeah.
Like he said, this is going to get you in trouble and could possibly get you expelled, and then you can go around and there's literally puzzles in the castle that involve this spell, and you're just doing it in front of everybody. Like, okay, yeah. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to realize, well, this is a game, right? And you gotta like, to get as many people in as possible, even those that aren't hardcore gamers, like you got to let them play in the world, right? And so I kind of wave those off as like this is Harry Potter is a huge IP that's going to get a lot of people into games and into this game, right? And so, whatever. I wish there were a couple things that were different, but overall, I think this game is pretty fantastic. If I was to put a score on it, I would probably give it like an 8.5.
I can understand that. I look at IP games and I sort of look at like how well do you live up to like the lore that was already established before your IP came into place. And like when I look at Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man games, or look at like the Arkham games, those games like completely live up to the lore around it. And like in Arkham's case, like often has a world that evolves as you take down bosses and such. And the NPCs in Hogwarts Legacy don't evolve to any of the actions that go around you for the most part.
Yeah, and that's something that I hope they can address for a sequel, and it'll obviously a sequel, if it hasn't been greenlit already, will obviously get greenlit, right?
10
it's already
million
sold,
copies. Yeah,
it's already sold what, like 12 or 13 million copies, over $1 billion in sales. Like this game sold a ton. So yeah, I hope they can add the Quidditch stuff. My theory is that they're going to have the Tri-Wizard tournament, and maybe you'll go to another school.
Like the African school they set the roots for in the game.
Yeah. Who's the character? Natty, where she's from, right? That's where I'm kind of thinking. So we'll see. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. And then the last thing I'm playing is Disney Dreamlight Valley, because for some reason I can't get enough of that game. So, gotta sell Goofy all my carrots so I can play it more and sell them again, because I need all the money to upgrade everything. That's my end goal, right? I'm just going to upgrade everything and not do any of the quests and just, live my life in this valley. That's it.
All right, Delvin, what have you been playing with Power?
I've been playing a little Metroid Prime a little bit. I got into it. That is a beautiful Switch game. It looks great for a remaster. I think it really looks great. Having a great time with it. I played the original one, so it's not like it's treading new ground in it. But the changes they made to it feel right, and I appreciate. I just appreciate how well it looks and how good it is. And apparently, people love this game because my son, for example, waited to buy the physical copy of it because he wanted it to own it that bad. And I think a lot of people are doing that, buying it digitally and physically. So I see why. It's a really good remaster of the game.
Yeah, the fact that they added normal first-person shooter controls to it makes that game infinitely better.
Yes,
by itself.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Also, I am playing a game. I'm quite sure you guys heard of it. Playing Fashion Police Squad.
Ah, yes, that banger. Yes.
Yes, I'm having a blast playing that game and shooting people who can't dress
with clothes.
With clothes. It's such a fun, silly type. I guess we're gonna say like reminds me of the old school games like Doom and Wolfenstein, when you just walk around these little arena type rooms and you shoot people and with clothes who are not fashionably upset, and they kind of just say things like "super" and "fabulous." It's just a fun, silly game, and I just like it so much. It's just a blast.
Man, I'm gonna go around saying I'm fabulous and see what happens to me.
Yes. Oh, I will tell you guys this little funny anecdote. So my daughter, I didn't know she was doing this, started playing for the first time Super Mario 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching her play it as a person who's never played it before. And I didn't realize she didn't know about the warp zones.
Oh, wow.
So she's playing it go by level.
The way that it was intended to be played.
Yes. And I'm like, wow.
I've done that.
We've all done that. We've all technically done that at one point. But like, look, the last time I played Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario 3, I tried to do that, but I got the warp whistles just in case. But like, I got to a point somewhere, I think, in the giant world, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I just warped to World 8. I was like, let's
no. I went through all levels for that game. For all the Mario games, I went through all the levels, and everything because I wanted to see what challenge they actually gonna give me, playing it.
We need a new TD Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Super Mario U Deluxe for Switch.
I'll say
super underrated. Just saying, I thought it was underrated when it came out on the Wii U.
Hold on. We do have the Lost Levels, the old school one for the NES.
No, that's not new though. That's not
but
new.
Who here has played it?
I played it.
I mean, I have, but it's
not the Super Nintendo one. I'm talking about the NES one that they dropped on.
I'm also talking about the NES one. It was on Wii Virtual Console. That's where I played it for the first time.
Yeah, I think that's where I played it too for the first time.
Oh, I thought it was just the.
Nope, you're wrong, Ed.
Remake.
Wrong.
Okay.
It's time for a new one, though. It's been so long. It's time for a new one, and it's time to find out what the Odyssey team has been making.
Yeah.
No, I think 3D World needs a sequel.
I do too. 3D World is my favorite.
That's really
Mario game. It's amazing.
Yes. Well, everybody, it's time for Femi News. Corey, take it away.
All right. So yeah, Femi News. Let's talk about Nintendo Switch and it being 6 years old. The Nintendo Switch turned 6 years old on March 3rd with its anticipated release in 2017. Many were concerned, yet excited for this hybrid console. During these past 6 years, the Switch has hit many milestones, and with the system hovering around 122 million units and growing, the Switch has changed the landscape and players who enjoy games. What do you think the Nintendo Switch now, and what games have you enjoyed on the platform? So I know we have since we kind of started this podcast, there's a lot of newer listeners, and Ed and I started this podcast. I think the first real game we covered was Paper Mario at some point. The Color Splash, not the Switch version. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of ups and downs with Nintendo, but I think we'll say the Wii U was kind of our test run, and then obviously we kind of moved on from there. But the Switch is such an amazing console in a lot of ways. It gives me a lot of headaches in a lot of ways too, don't get me wrong, but I think overall my favorite thing about the Switch is that it took what Nintendo is great at, handhelds and games, and instead of focusing on 2 or 3 pieces of hardware at a time, they only had to focus on one. They had a lot of leeway in new games and ports from the Wii U and Wii, and obviously now we're moving more into the GameCube direction, which Ed and I are going to have that conversation at some point too. And they took what everybody wanted. They wanted a great handheld experience from Nintendo because Xbox and PlayStation have been so dominant on the TV side of things for so long. And they allowed you to plug their handheld console into the TV, right? And that's all they've been trying to do for years, right? You look at the Game Boy Advance and how they tried to plug that into the GameCube with the Game Boy player and those stupid plugs that you had to buy to play Pac-Man World and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles and Four Swords, right? You look at the Super Game Boy, you look at all these weird things. Even Pokemon Stadium on N64, they had the weird transfer pack that you plugged in your controller. Nintendo's been trying to do this and find a way for so long, and the Wii U was close, and what I've always told Ed is that the Wii U was the Switch concept backwards, where you put the console in the controller and then you just plug the controller in. That makes sense. And then we got the Switch, and I have problems with the Switch. I think their online infrastructure is still pretty bad. I think their store kind of sucks still. But I think the things that they're doing right, like the expansion pass and Nintendo Switch Online stuff in particular for their classic games, I think is a great idea. Adding expansions to your favorite games to the expansion pass is also a great idea. Obviously they've produced tons of hit games, right? I mean, all their games sell 10 million units a piece each or more. I mean, you look at Mario Kart 10 and Mario Kart 8, it's 50 something million units. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I don't know. I really like the Switch. I have a lot more to say about it, but I mean, I think we should probably let our guests go because they probably have thoughts.
All right, so I guess we do have thoughts.
If for questions, ask the question.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I guess I could have probably set that up better. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all cool. It's all good. I mean, Delvin, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think the Switch proves what people been saying, kind of saying for a long time. Because before the Switch came out, they were like, handhelds are dead. Nobody wants a handheld console, and the Switch is like, nah, we're gonna bank our whole model on handheld, and it's just this cool handheld hybrid that I think is it's an amazing system. I know it has its shortcomings now, and it's kind of starting to show its age, but when you think of like the first day that Switch came out and how those games sold so well, they were like, "Hey, remember 1, 2, 3 Switch? This is what they were giving us. We were just eating all that stuff up."
I remember that. So funny thing about 1-2 Switch. My nephews love 1-2 Switch. Every time they come over here, they ask to play 1-2 Switch. Every time. They're 10 and 8 and they love it. My one nephew's like super into Fortnite, but like every time he comes over here, he's like, "Can we play 1-2 Switch first?" And they want to play the sword catching game and the cow milking game. They think the cow milking game is one of the funniest things they've ever done. And so like I just stand here corrected. I'm like, well, maybe we don't know what people want. You know, I mean, we always make fun of 1-2 Switch, and it's just like, what is going on with this game? And then you look at, I think we kind of forget sometimes as people who maybe consider ourselves quote unquote hardcore gamers that some people don't care, and that my brother-in-law bought a Switch for Street Fighter because he loved Street Fighter. He got Zelda, but he didn't care about Zelda, right? He's not like a huge Zelda fan, but he bought it for Street Fighter and Bomberman and stuff like that. And it's like, man, this thing just kind of appeals to everybody, whether we kind of realize it or not.
I agree. I think the beautiful thing about the Switch is, I feel like when it comes to I guess now PS5 and Xbox Series X, taking that in can be a little daunting because you got the system's expensive. Both systems are expensive. There's a lot that comes with it. You got to know what you're doing. The Switch just kind of feels like it's plug and play. Like anybody can figure it out. Kids, and it feels so diverse with its library in terms of like, hey, you got your Metroids, you got your Splatoons, then you also got your games like Mario, and you got your Zeldas that almost in a weird way appeal to everybody. And it's, to me, the cool thing about the Switch to me that I always appreciate that when I hear people talk about the Switch, they always say, even people who are like PlayStation gamers, Xbox gamers, they always don't include Switch in that. And they say, "Yeah, I have a PS5 and a Switch, or I have an Xbox and a Switch." And I think it's just one of those things where people just kind of look at Nintendo now like, "Hey, we love Nintendo, and it's gonna be in our lives, and the Switch is gonna be in our lives." It's just not necessarily like how we either have to have a PlayStation or Xbox. No, the Switch is just we're gonna have a PlayStation and a Switch. It's our secondary console, and I think that's really cool that Switch has kind of gotten to that point. Especially when you look at how the Wii U was treated. The Wii U, nobody wanted that. Like it was a thing where people were like, I remember when I think it was Christmas a few years when the Wii U came out. I was walking in the store with my now ex-wife. Me and her was in the store with my kids, and we were walking by a GameStop. We had no interest in buying a Wii U because we were like, our whole thing was the Wii was sold out everywhere. We're not gonna, no way we're gonna find a Wii U at all for my kids, right? So we that was the furthest thing from our mind. We were walking by GameStop, and there were stacks of Wii U at eye length to me, just sitting there. And I'm like, huh. And I asked the guy, "Are those for sale?" Like, "Yeah, please buy one." And I'm like, that can't be good. That this is like launch weekend. All these Wii U's are just sitting here, and no one's buying them. This is like holiday weekend. This is like around November, and it was just stacks of Wii U's there. Nobody was buying them, so I ended up buying a Wii U for my kids for Christmas just off of impulse because it was like, okay, I didn't think I was gonna be able to find it, but it's right. It's clearly right here, and I just bought one, and that was the thing. And going from that to going to the launch of the Switch, waiting in a long line of people just like at a Best Buy, of people just excited for a Switch and going to get one for myself for Christmas. I think when the Switch came out, spring, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
March.
Yes, March.
Yeah, March. Just sitting in a long line in March, like after the holiday season, a long line of people just waiting for the Switch, and I'm just sitting in that line like, all right, it seems right. And that kind of just shows you the power and how excited people were for Switch, because Wii U didn't have that buzz. The Switch, and even the silly commercials the Switch had, where everybody's like playing on rooftops and stuff like that.
Oh, you mean you didn't throw your cool rooftop party with your Switch when you got it? Oh man,
we don't have rooftops in Miami.
We don't have rooftops in Akron either. So don't worry about it.
Wow.
So yeah, happy birthday to the Nintendo Switch. It's 6 years. It's been a good 6 years. We've gotten some bangers like The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. I would even throw Kirby and the Forgotten Lands in there. Fire Emblem.
You're
Three
part of the
Houses.
problem.
That's the only Kirby game that I think is like high titular Kirby. I think the rest of them are just run of the mill kind of like run of the mill Kirby games. I'm gonna be honest. Let's be honest. Which Kirby? That was the only Kirby game that felt like it could be a Game of the Year contender. Like the rest of them felt like they were just
So we're not
shovelware
going to
Kirby's.
talk about the claymation one on Wii U. Okay.
You can't even remember the name of it.
Canvas or Rainbow Curse.
Rainbow Curse.
Rainbow Curse. Yeah.
I didn't want to say Rainbow Road. That's why,
Yeah.
because I'm doing the ranking Mario Kart stuff and
No,
Rainbow
but
Road.
it's been a really fun time with the Nintendo Switch. It's been 6 years. I do think like I hate to be the negative Nancy in the room, but like 6 years, we're starting to feel it. We are really starting to feel it. I wish we could get a Switch Pro or a Super Switch or a Switch with an SSD at least. Like.
To be fair, we've been feeling it for about 3 years. But,
yeah, for sure.
Not me.
For sure. But I mean, like the Switch is almost like it was almost like a heavyweight boxer. It was at the top of the heap, so to speak. Everyone loved it, and now it's like you can start to feel like some of the other people in the room now are like starting to actually be able to touch it, like actually crack its face open. It's like that Superman adage in the in Batman versus Superman where he's just like, I can make God bleed, so to speak, and it's that. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was that like wake up call for a lot of people. So it was like, oh no, games run on like this on the Switch now, and now we have that. Now it has that narrative about it. Even if every game doesn't play like that, because Xenoverse played really well last year.
Yeah.
Like even if it doesn't have that narrative, like on every game now, because one of the most popular games on it played like old syrup at IHOP, it has that narrative behind it. So what I'm saying is, like, long story short, is that we're feeling the age. We really need a Switch Pro. We need a Switch 2, a Super Switch, whatever you want to call it. Like, we need that right now. And quite frankly, I know some people who are actually worried about like Tears of the Kingdom. How is it going to play? How is it going to look? Is it going to be the best game it possibly can be on the Switch? Like, the narrative's out there. We need one now.
Once again.
Ahead, I was gonna go real quick. Like, it's funny that you bring up like Pokemon and stuff, because we were having that conversation, and then we turn around and play Metroid Prime Remastered, which granted it's a remaster, but they put a lot of work in some of the asset. It's really floating that line of a remaster and a remake at this point. But it runs at a flawless 60 frames a second. The graphics are great. Samus looks great. The the skyboxes look great. It's just like, man, you have something like this running on the Switch at 60 frames a second and it looks like this. And then you turn around and you look at Pokemon and it's like, oh my gosh, this game looks like it barely run on a 3DS. Like, it's just, man.
Yeah.
It again, it's the Nintendo problem of who's using the hardware correctly and who's not. And like, we got to get to a point where like it shouldn't matter who's using the hardware. We're just going to get great games that run great, and it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And I mean, you don't have that problem with the other systems. It's sad to say. I'm like,
Well,
at that point, here's what I'm saying though. You don't have that problem where you blame the system.
Yeah.
Is where you have that problem. It's like, oh, that game got bottlenecked because of the system, because the system's capabilities.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, we got the Gotham Knights of the world to
Yeah.
where like that game kind of runs poorly, but like we don't blame Gotham Knights on Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that's third party instead of them blaming the developers.
I think that weren't they blaming the Series S though, and it's like, well, no, because Harry Potter or Hogwarts
Runs
Legacy.
really well.
Yeah, so I play it on Series X in my office, but I have a Series S in my living room, and I keep like 4 or 5 games on there, and like Hogwarts Legacy runs really well on the Series S. Like, I wouldn't say a clean 60 frames a second, but it gets there. Like, it'll run there.
Oh, consistently 50 and up though.
Yeah.
I've never had a dip under 50, so I'm like, it's one of those things to where I'm like, I heard you Ed mentioned that's not like first party, so to speak, but like you don't have any questions about Sony first party games right now. Like, you don't have any
because there's none there to play to talk about. So
what?
There's a ton of Sony first party.
4K, Ratchet and Clank 4K. You have Returnal. You have God of War. You have Horizon Forbidden West. I'm like, there's tons of games now.
Compared to the list of games that Nintendo has released throughout the years of Switch.
I wanna point out that just to kind of play devil's advocate, a lot of the Sony first party stuff is also on PlayStation 4 at this point.
That's true.
Yes.
Returnal, I would actually point to as probably the one game that you could say, okay, maybe this probably can't run on a PlayStation 4. And it probably could, but you would have to do a lot of work to it because it uses that SSD, right?
Flawlessly.
Yeah. But also,
Ratchet and Clank is another one I would probably say shouldn't probably be ever touch a PS4.
Yeah. So I mean, but also that doesn't excuse some of the stuff that is going on the Nintendo Switch either, because sometimes I'm like, man, I love this console so much, but then the Pokemon stuff comes up, or what was the other game we played last year, Ed, that was like, it was awful on Nintendo Switch, and I would just say, please don't.
Was it Arceus?
No,
Arceus was good. Besides Roller Coaster Tycoon 3,
don't bring Roller Coaster Tycoon is a sore subject for me. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look it up because there was a game. What was the game? It's really gonna bother me. But keep going. I'll just blurt it out when I find it. Just keep talking. Yeah.
But yeah, like I do think there's an argument there that it's really, I don't want the narrative there to be like the Switch is holding games back, is what I'm getting at. And I think you're right. Like, there is a discourse, like Corey was saying, like there's some people who just don't know how to use the hardware right, but like, or use the hardware right for their particular project. But I'm like, that was Game Freak. I'm like, Game Freak and Nintendo have been like knee deep brother. It's been a brother to brother like combination for as long as I can remember at that point. If anyone should know how to use Nintendo hardware correctly, it should be them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that one sort of feels like it's no excuse for that,
Yeah.
And like I said, Nintendo really didn't have much to do with that. Because most of the Pokemon stuff, that's with the Pokemon Company and Game Freak.
Yeah, but Nintendo should know if they're putting a game out on their platform. They should know, especially something as important to their platform as Pokemon. Like,
for sure,
they need to do better, right? I'm sorry, they need to do better. And I know that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sold 15, 18 million units, and it was one of the best selling Pokemon games of all time. I don't care. Like,
Quality matters.
And it's funny. I don't know if you guys listen to IGN GameScoop or not, but they have this section
with Damon. Yeah,
they have the Nintendo Seal of Quantity, and it's they about all the games that come out every week, and some
the shovelware.
And some of it are good, and some of them are bad, and it's just like Pokemon. And one day, if Pokemon keeps this up, they're going to be on that list of like just bad games that come out on Nintendo, and it's like you can't have your most important franchise. Granted, right? Like Mario, obviously face of Nintendo, Zelda, but like Pokemon is arguably their most important franchise by far, and you can't have it running like garbage. You just can't.
No, for sure. And I mean, you brought up the first party conversation. If PlayStation would have had any game, such as God of War or Horizon, running like that on the PS5,
people would have ignored it and still would have sold.
People would have had a fit.
No,
please.
People would have put it like this: if Spider-Man runs like Pokemon did this fall, the people are going to be livid, absolutely livid.
I highly doubt that. I really highly doubt that.
And you also said Spider-Man wouldn't sell more than 5 million units on PS4, and it sold like 20.
Well, this is the thing with Spider-Man. It's because, and then I'll talk about the Switch. This is the thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man didn't get popular until Insomniac touched it. How many Spider-Man games besides the so-called Spider-Man 2 on GameCube from Activision were people talking about? Like, Activision has a whole list of Spider-Man games, and barely anyone liked those games or played them.
Fair,
but they're acting brand.
I was just about to say, I'm like, the quality wasn't high though.
But people are acting brand new to the Spider-Man series because it came from Insomniac.
Well, so like, it's because they're good though. I mean, that's the thing. It's because they're good. I think people just it doesn't matter what IP is attached to the game. If it's a good game, people will find it and flock to it, especially now with social media and so many people having a podcast and YouTube channel and Twitch streamings and influencing. Like, people are going to find your great game no matter what IP is attached to it.
But see, that's the thing about it. It's just, I think the thing about it is just like when you're acting brand new to an IP that's been out for years, regardless of if it's bad or good, you shouldn't act surprised that it's like Insomniac. You know they make great games. They have a long list of great games attached to their names. But Spider-Man has been out for years.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been out, but people have been acting like this Spider-Man that came from Insomniac is like they're brand new to it. And so, of course,
Insomniac is brand new to it. It's their take on Spider-Man, then it's good.
It's also the best Spider-Man games we've ever gotten. To your argument, like there was plenty of Batman games before the Arkham games came out.
Yeah.
But like those games weren't good. Yeah. Like those games weren't good.
But I think people just like some people who are brand new to it act like they're the biggest fan of that franchise, but past
you can
games
be a fan of Spider-Man and not the games, right? And maybe you're a fan of Spider-Man and you got drawn into this one because you heard it was good, right? And it's that effect also where, what we talked about earlier, where, my family bought Switches for other reasons other than Zelda because they liked those IP and then they heard Zelda was good, so they bought it, right? I mean, look at Elden Ring last year. How many people that bought Elden Ring you think played a Souls game and actually knew how hard that series is, right? And I mean, how many people involved in Boss Rush alone bought Elden Ring because they heard it was good and then they stopped playing because it was too hard because they'd never played a Souls game. Yeah. But everybody said the game was good, so they bought it.
How many people bought it just off of the name of James R.R. Martin? Like, hey,
right.
He has something to do with it. Like, so I got to try it.
Exactly.
But it feels like sometimes people don't do their research.
They don't. That's the thing. That's the marketing team's job is to capture those people. I mean, that's people who do marketing for a living, aka
research,
me. Like this is. That's your point.
But the research, as in stuff like this, has been around. So
you're
why
right.
Are you acting brand
you're right.
New
people should be smarter and do their research, but people don't, and they see an IP that they like, and they see scores next to it, which is why we still have review scores, right? It's because people don't read it. They just want to see, is the game good? And they'll see the score and they see it's good and it's attached to an IP that they see and they'll buy it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's the credibility of the reviewer to basically, and then they look at the score, and then it's boom, like that. That's the way the world works. It's like, not everyone. It's the same way with movies. Not everyone is going to see a movie because they know it's going to be award winner. They're going to see a movie because it's an IP that they heard of and it reviewed well.
Yeah, that's why something like Avengers sells does like $2 billion, and then something like The Whale will
I was
probably
just about to mention The Whale.
will probably not even break like $10 million, but also award winning and probably one of the best movies made in the last 20 years, right? So I haven't seen it. I'm just using it as an example. But
go ahead, Delvin. You gonna say something?
I think you guys kind of nailed it with that. Like, it's just based off the property. I think when it comes to Spider-Man, you have two main things to play there. You have a reputable company as Insomniac, because people are excited for those games. They make legendary games, whether you like them or not. They make amazing games. Then you have Spider-Man, who's arguably the most popular superhero in the world. You make an argument for that. And then you meld those two together. And yes, there's been other Spider-Man games and stuff like that, but when you mold those two together, it's a winning formula. Then you add on the fact that the marketing campaign for that game was so good. Like, I remember when that game came out, everywhere you looked, they were showing you like commercials for that Spider-Man game. You were seeing like billboards for it. You were seeing that game everywhere. It was like heavy marketing in that game, and I think
sports commercials,
yeah, for sure.
NFL commercials, that game was everywhere.
Yes,
I couldn't every other commercial during a Browns game I would watch was a freaking PlayStation / Spider-Man commercial.
Donovan Mitchell was wearing it on his shoes.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Yeah,
and I think that plays into why, as opposed to the other games, this one sold 20 million because it was everywhere.
Yeah,
which is weird, and I'll get into the Switch that that Spider-Man sold that well, but Sunset Overdrive from the same company just got disrespected left and right.
That's the other way, though. That's the other way.
It's not a known IP either.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive's not an IP people known. Xbox was doing terrible at the time, right? I mean, they were in the midst of their entire downfall, and it was exclusive, and nobody wanted to buy an Xbox to play it, right? And that was essentially it.
But it came from the makers of Spider-Man, even though
I get it, but also A, Spider-Man wasn't out yet, so you couldn't market it that way, and B, Insomniac is so tied to PlayStation that it going to a rival platform that was doing terrible with an IP that nobody knew,
But then people end up going back to Sunset Overdrive and realizing how
good
it was.
As they should, because Sunset Overdrive is amazing.
Fantastic game. Yeah. But it's also like Insomniac was also building its reputation at the time too.
Yeah.
Like they did have some Ratchet and Clank games. They did have Spyro the Dragon, but none of those were like Game of the Year contenders though. So they were building their
Resistance and stuff.
Yeah. Resistance and Fuse and all those other shooters, but
Fuse.
But yeah, I mean, even still, Resistance didn't blow the world away. It was one of those things that like they were building their name up. Sunset Overdrive was probably the best game that they had put out to date. But like again, no one played it. No one played that system very much. So I'm like, it was a whirlwind of a whole bunch of like outlying situations that caused Sunset Overdrive to be a lackluster sales game, but a good overall game.
Well, let me just talk about Switch. Because,
yes, can we hide?
Yeah, for sure.
Help.
Because I think, like, I still don't consider the Wii U as a failure. In the sense that it did offer a lot of games, but at that time, some of the gaming communities and audience just didn't give it a chance and everything, because when Switch came out, and yes, there are a lot of Wii U ports on there. Some people have been realizing, oh, this was on Switch. This game was this good, so it's selling these million copies and stuff like Tokyo Mirage Session or Xenoblade Definitive, or like some of the stuff that they missed on Switch. On Wii U. Now that's on Switch, people are realizing, a lot of people had this doubts like, oh, Switch is not going to have third-party support. It's just going to be another Wii U. even if it didn't have the third party support, Switch has done a lot that people don't realize. Limited run games wouldn't be at the place that it's at right now without Switch on people buying their games. Indies would have got the recognition and the double dipping that people have done on that for their games on Switch. Like people have bought the physical and the digital version of games. They've been doing that mostly on Switch. You know, people have been buying like the Joy Cons and stuff, or custom making the Joy Cons. People been buying like the limited editions of Switch and stuff. And when it comes just with Nintendo games, like for people who say they didn't have games, you were getting almost 7 to 9 games per year from Nintendo alone. You know, and regardless of if they were good or not or something, the library for Nintendo Switch was strong from Nintendo themselves. There's no way you can't deny that Fire Emblem Three Houses or Astral Chain or like Daemon X Machina or like just Link's Awakening remake and stuff, or Super Mario Odyssey, of course, Breath of the Wild and stuff. Like you cannot Metroid Dread, you cannot a series that no one in Japan really cared for, but when Metroid Dread came out, it did the numbers that it did. 3 million, that's good for a series like Metroid from for the past. So I feel like the 6 years that Switch has done for games and for gamers, like they put out a lot of stuff out there that is ready to be experienced. And people go back to the Switch and play some of those older games and everything. Like I talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in such a good light because people wanted a mature story. You wanted something that's going to be action packed. Well, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is here, so go out and get it. The stuff that people wanted for Nintendo, I feel like Switch has delivered. It's just now up to the people to go out and get it. For a console like Switch to be on top of the NPD in 3 countries, Japan, Europe, and America, month after month, year after year, that's crazy. Just from Nintendo alone with that stuff. Like Mario Kart is still selling numbers. Smash Brothers is still doing numbers. Splatoon is doing numbers. People who never thought about video games got Animal Crossing, even though that's the pandemic and stuff. Like, look at the Nintendo Direct we just had of all that stuff that's coming. Square Enix got back to a good relationship with Nintendo. Look at all the not JRPGs, all the RPGs that's been hitting Switch and how the numbers been doing for that. Where something like Forspoken might fail, Octopath Traveler or Bravely Default 2 is making that money up that they're not getting from a big game for Square Enix and stuff. Like I think Nintendo, the Switch has kind of changed how gaming can be done. It's not always about graphics. It's not always about having the best special effects and everything. Sometimes it's just like, what can this game offer me? And if it offers you something that you love and everything, it's right there. Don't forget, not Dead Space, but the Callisto Protocol looks gorgeous and got dogged. But then something like Kirby and Forgotten Land is getting at it's this cute little thing, but at the end it's kind of challenging. I'm just like, what is this Dragon Ball fight that I'm playing? And it's making people laugh and this making people happy. Mario Maker 2 levels, like people are still making insane levels that they are dropping and stuff.
I'm right there with you. I don't want to seem negative at all because like I've had a really good time with the Switch for these past 6 years. I think the point I was making, at least trying to make, when I brought up the age of the Switch, is that like it seems like we're in a different age of gaming, especially with the Steam Deck and what can be offered with handheld gaming. I would like to see what could be delivered by Nintendo, because they've done so well so far with the Switch. I would like to see what they could do with a next iteration, like how they could bring some of these modern, I guess you could say, gameplay tropes and gameplay like mechanics that we've gotten from other developers, such as like the Steam with the Steam Deck, such as like Logitech right now with the Logitech Cloud. And I'd like to see Nintendo spin on what they can do with some of these things to give games a better quality of life.
Would it be something that, because I feel like if Nintendo can deliver that, and if they do, how many people are going to try to steal that idea and copy it?
I think all great ideas are stolen and copied.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean,
what were you gonna say, Corey?
I was gonna say, I think it's funny. We're actually having the CEO of Steam Deck HQ on the Boss Rush podcast on Wednesday, and I'm going to talk to him. Why should a console gamer own a Steam Deck? And I think it's going to be an interesting conversation because of the whole Switch aspect. And like, I am a big proponent of Nintendo should keep the Switch as it is for their next iteration, except it should be more powerful, and maybe get rid of the Joy-Cons and just have an internal, like have the controllers internally built, and just, if you want a special edition console, just sell a console. Nintendo idiots will buy it anyway.
Amen.
That's my thing. I'm like, Nintendo right now is in such their leadership is way more conservative than Iwata and Reggie were. Right? They're about making money. They're about making a product that they can sell for a long time. And I think they've hit lightning in a bottle with what the Switch is. And I think that's all Nintendo gamers want, is something like the Switch. And we're in a society where we're so used to iterations on things, phones, tablets, computers, instead of just a brand new box every time. And, I think that's Xbox's goal right now, is to, like, aside from, having their games available wherever you can play them, like their console thing is like, we're just going to make iterations on this thing. We're not going to, make Xbox quadrilateral pooper scooper thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
But my point is like, if Nintendo would just iterate on the Switch and make it more powerful, and yeah, maybe some games won't run on the old Switch. Big deal. They've done it before. Look at the 3DS. They just did it. Or look at the DS. They did that with the DS also. As long as the games you buy are forward compatible, right?
Yeah,
like, as long as I can play Breath of the Wild for the next 30 years on a Nintendo platform without having to rebuy it
7 times.
Yeah. I am seriously okay if the Switch was the last thing, the last console Nintendo ever made, and just iterated on it, I'd be perfectly fine.
It's the same thing with the iPhone. And the same thing with like Samsung Galaxies. Everyone's okay with the same phone, just like update it slightly,
But then
and that's all we're asking with the Switch.
But then I get all the old folks mad because they changed something.
Hey man, change is life. It's inevitable, as Thanos said.
Yeah.
All right, Corey, you want to move on to the next story?
Yeah, we'll blow through these next ones. I mean, obviously it's Mario Day also, right? I mean, we could talk about Mario if we really want to, or we can just move on to the next story, which I think is more interesting. Yuji Naka, who is former head of Sonic Team, appears to have admitted guilt over insider trading with Square Enix. While standing trial at the Tokyo District Court, he stated on March 2nd, quote, "There's no doubt that I learned facts about the game before it was announced and bought the stock." Naka is being charged with insider trading after an investigation with Square Enix.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
that's bad.
Way to snitch on yourself.
And it's funny because it wasn't even that big amount of money, right? It was something like, it wasn't even millions of dollars. It was something like equivalent of $37,000 or something.
Like, $834,000.
Was it that much? The last I heard, it wasn't even a lot of money, because there's two cases. Maybe I read one and not the other.
So it says on Nintendo Life, after investing approximately 144.7 million yen, about 834,000 in 18 Entertainment, and approximately 47 million, about 336,300 USD in Amy, he had intended to resell his stock at what he presumed would be a much higher price once the team's involvement in Square Enix projects was made public. So he might have it might have been lower at that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there were two cases going on. Maybe this is the bigger case. I thought this was the other one, but either case, like, man, insider trading, don't do it, guys. Bad stuff.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
Don't snitch on yourself.
I think.
Yeah.
I think people probably need a breakdown of what it is and stuff. Because I know this is bad, but I think some people don't understand how serious it is when it comes to something like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just don't do insider trading. I mean, like, if I do believe if Martha Stewart can go to jail for it, you can too. So don't do it.
Yeah. Well, she gets to hang out with Snoop Dogg now and
have a reality shows. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do we know? Maybe she made out. Who knows?
Wow.
Oh man, we should get Snoop Dogg on the show.
Sounds like a good idea.
That'd be a fun one.
Maybe he's probably not doing much, right?
He's doing a lot, I think.
I think he's at WrestleMania in a couple weeks.
Was he?
I think. All right, it will be in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I know he got something going on with Death Row. I think he's trying to get all the music on Spotify or something.
I think he owns Death Row now.
Yeah, he does.
I think he was playing Hogwarts Legacy a couple of days ago.
Probably.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Speaking of Death Row, we're gonna go into Pack Watch. Pack Watch is our segment where we talk about upcoming new releases that maybe you should check out or not, because I think there's one on here about toilet paper.
I thought you were gonna say Pack Watch is where we watch Tupac and see where he's at now.
Oh no!
Actually, during the video is just the hologram of Tupac, just kind of
a mess.
I'm here for it.
We just replace Ed with a hologram of Tupac.
Wait, what?
Tupac hosts the show.
It's still your voice, Ed. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to get the voice syncing, but it works. So.
Why me?
I don't know. It'd be pretty weird if we replaced me with Tupac, Ed.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
For a lot of reasons.
Wow.
We might have a Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder situation.
Wow.
Man, we talked about that show the other day on Boss Rush Podcast. It was very
interesting.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Pack Watch. Dead Cells return to Castlevania. A gateway to a striking castle has suddenly appeared, and an imposing warrior called Richter asks you to help him vanquish the great evil within. Enticed by the promise of new loot and rather than a sense of moral duty, you strike out through the grounds and corridors of Gothic Castle to find and kill the mysterious Dracula. Ooh. Out on 3.7, Pronti dive. What's it called? Pronti? Oh, Pronti. Dive through 400 years of technological advancements in the underwater city of Roila, where humanity once found a new home. That is until this future Atlantis was beset by fierce monsters mutated by toxic marine waste. Take on the unprecedented threat as the Sea Guardian, Pronti, and fight alongside the Javelin partner, Bront, to take down the mutants, discover the truth behind the creature's sudden invasion, and uncover the secrets behind Pronti's origins.
Sounds like Aquaman the game.
It's a Metroidvania.
Of course it is. Every game is a Metroidvania game these days. On 3.9, Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse makes its way to Nintendo Switch. A group of children mysteriously disappeared during a festival on Ragotsu Isle. Although they were found, they had lost their memories. Now they have returned to the island as teenagers. The girls rely on the camera obscura, a camera with the power to capture and seal away unthinkable horrors in the faint beam of the flashlight, while exploring various locations and fending off the ghosts that attack them as they attempt to discover the truth of their haunting past.
I like the Fatal Frame games a lot, so I can't wait to try this one.
This was Yeah, this one's the one that only came out in Japan. Never came here.
Oh, this isn't the Wii U one. Oh no, that was the water something.
Yeah,
Black
the
Maiden.
water.
Yeah,
Black Maiden.
yeah,
Yeah, that one's already out.
yeah.
And stuff.
Okay.
I wonder how that game do, because it did come on PlayStation. Also.
There's too many Fatal Frame games at this point. I can't keep up. Anybody interested in anything coming out this week? I think Dead Cells.
Dead Cells is the one.
Yeah,
Dead Cells. Yeah.
Dead
Fatal Frame.
Dead Cells and Prani. It's gonna be for me. Because I'll also be playing Metroid Fusion also.
Metroid Fusion.
I cannot wait for people to play Fusion. I'm ready for that game to kick so many people's tail.
We should probably start adding games that are coming to Expansion Pass to this list as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Just make a note of that somewhere.
Okay.
Or let's just remember to do that because we don't take notes. That's why we're so successful, you know. All right, Game Fact Advance. As we celebrate 6 years of Nintendo Switch, we have to acknowledge the trailer that released on October 20th, 2016 that was shown on Nintendo's YouTube channel. It was codenamed NX until the trailer dropped, and we got a look at Breath of the Wild. Once we see the player's dog bark, he goes to the living room, pulls the system out of the dock, and starts playing in handheld mode. Yes, we even got that term rooftop Karen from this trailer. This trailer, I remember this trailer because it dropped while I was on my honeymoon with my wife, and I watched it while she was taking a shower before we were going out to dinner, and I ended up doing a really terrible Instagram reel of it, like before they were called Instagram reels, and it was like a 1.5-minute reaction to this trailer, and I was so excited that I was half tempted to just call Ed and have him Skype call in and record a Skype call so we could have some sort of podcast about it. But then I realized, well, maybe not the smartest thing to do on your honeymoon, so I had to wait till I got home. But
that would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a grand opening, grand closing situation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. But I mean, do you guys remember this trailer? Do you guys remember watching it?
I referenced it earlier. Yeah, I remember this trailer. A lot. They was on the rooftops and stuff like that, and everybody had their switches and stuff. It was a really cool trailer.
Yeah,
I actually think that trailer hyped a lot of people up for Switch.
Yeah, I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I really do too. I think that trailer did a lot for the. I think that that trailer was specifically released to make up for a lot of the mistakes of the reveal of the Wii U. To be honest with you, because man, the reveal of the Wii U was so bad.
Yeah, for sure. It made people like the trailer made people think of the Wii and like the glory days of the Wii, and I feel especially with the rooftop aspect, it kind of reminded everyone like, hey, I remember having that good of a time playing the Wii back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people were shocked to see like Skyrim was on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at that time, that was like what Bethesda's making the game for Nintendo. They've never touched anything Nintendo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, to be fair, it is Skyrim, and they've put it on smart fridges at this point. So
yeah,
I mean, but still, to your point, Ed. I mean, we ended up getting a lot of Bethesda support, with Doom and Wolfenstein, which I played through both of those, all of those games on the Switch.
Wow.
Yeah, not terrible experiences actually. Those games actually run. Obviously, not the ideal place to play it. And when you go from like this really nice, smooth 30 frames a second to 120 frames a second on the Series X or something, it's pretty jarring. But as an overall experience, if Switch is the only place you can play those games, they are not bad versions of those games whatsoever.
And that's kind of showing people like they would support third party if they just gave it the love and care, because as much as people want to laugh at The Witcher 3, I heard more people beat that game on Switch than on any other platform. And there's 600 versions of The Witcher 3 out on all systems.
Yeah, I actually played a lot of The Witcher 3 on the Switch too. That's where I put the most time in on it actually. And now now that cloud saves work across platform, like I might actually continue playing it at some point. Yeah, that version of The Witcher is not terrible either. I'm actually shocked at how well it runs on the Switch, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean that whole trailer was like, I was ready. You know, as much as I love the Wii U and will defend the Wii U until the end of time, I was ready. You know, the gamepad just feels like a child's toy, right? I wanted to play games in handheld mode, you know, more than 10 feet away from the TV that I was initially playing on, you know. And that trailer got me excited. I thought when I saw it, I'm like, the first thing I thought was, man, that's a Nintendo console, because it didn't look like a toy. It looked like a piece of technology, you
Yeah.
know, which is something you don't say a lot about Nintendo's consoles.
No, for sure. For sure. It did look like a next level piece of tech, and it sort of ushered in this new wave. And Nintendo's always been a trendsetter of tech, for better or for worse in a lot of cases. And this time it was for the better. And like I can't picture what the gaming industry would be like nowadays without the Switch.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if, like,
It'll be boring.
oh my gosh, yeah, I wouldn't say that, but it would not.
Oh, shoot.
There's
It's something
something.
gonna be a Souls game or over the shoulder game, and a bunch of guns. It would have been boring, cliched,
You would have had your
cinematic
Spider-Mans
stuff.
in there as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Nintendo. There's something very special about Nintendo, whether you are primarily a Nintendo player or not. People play Nintendo games regardless, and I think that's rare for the other two platforms. I think a lot of people are an either or person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us might have all three, but you know, we prefer one console over the other. I think in a lot of ways, from Xbox or PlayStation. You know, I have all three, but I prefer Xbox over PlayStation for sure, just to play my third party games on. And Game Pass is a big selling point for me also, and the controller, right? But like, everybody plays the Nintendo games, right? And I think what Ed and I used to talk about is, if Nintendo can get in your home and be your second console, they win, because
Yeah, for sure.
then they're selling to everybody. And
Yeah.
I think that's a major thing, and I think that's what the Switch did that the Wii U ultimately didn't.
Yeah.
So. All right, we want to get to questions. We have 2, so we could probably knock these out real quick. Ed, do you want me to read the questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
What, Delvin? Did you want to say something, Delvin?
I said, let's knock them out.
All right. Let's see. All right. Jesse Douglas writes in. He said, my question is, with the ever-growing interest in tabletop games, if Nintendo was to make a tabletop-style game with its IP, what would you pick to get the makeover, and what tabletop style of game would it be like? Oh, boy.
So I'm going with Kid Icarus.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
I would go with Kid Icarus as a because I'm like, you got the Greek theme and everything, and of course we always talk about an open world Kid Icarus game and everything. So I could see like that working. As for like what type of it, that one would be hard because I don't play a lot of tabletop. But like IP wise, I will choose Kid Icarus.
What kind of game would it be though, Ed?
Candyland meets Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no, I don't know what that even
you
looks
lost
like.
me there.
Yeah, look, as someone who plays a lot of Candyland with my daughter, not sure. Not sure a Kid Icarus skin would clean that up for me.
I mean, like, the world looks beautiful and everything, kind of like a Candyland game, but deep down it has some kind of, even though it's not really like a card base, or stuff, but it would have like attributes and kind of like some kind of role playing game mechanic and things to it. So like, having your die and things like that. If you defeat a dungeon and everything, you may find treasure or get or get something, and then you could probably add your amiibo to it for it. To get more stuff, or even could be able to customize your own amiibo or character for that game and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Xenoblade. Put Xenoblade in the tabletop. You almost make it very Dungeons and Dragons-esque. I think that kind of speaks for itself. I think that like people would eat that up.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, go ahead, Delvin. Sorry.
I'm gonna cheat.
Uh
I'm gonna say Fire Emblem Risk.
oh. Ooh, that's a good one though.
That is a really good one.
Yeah,
That's
just straight up
it's,
Risk with Fire Emblem characters, and you can kind of.
Corey's just like Nick because he won his Fire Emblem Pirates game.
I mean, I do want the Fire Emblem Pirates game. Okay, that was rumored like a year or two ago. I do want that, but
That'd be fun.
Risk.
Almost One Piece, but Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just each piece is different.
Why not Fire Emblem Battleship?
Get out of here. You're
You
fired.
lost me.
Yeah,
Get
I don't think it's the same. Like with Risk, you can kind of like you can have your own characters and stuff from your favorite Fire Emblem games, and you can kind of.
But you're fighting another player with your team. Fire Emblem Fates, like Birthright versus Conquest, stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can buy. And much like a Nintendo fashion, you can just buy add-ons with whatever Fire Emblem game you want to add on to it.
Well, that's more money for Nintendo. And then you'll kill somebody and that's permadeath, so you can never use that card again.
Well, now you can use the card again. It's just like regular Risk. They're just dead. Like
Oh, I'm talking about Battleship.
Oh, you're gross. Yeah, man, that'd be so cool. So I guess for me it would be. I mean, I think Dungeons and Dragons is kind of the easiest thing for like an RPG style, right? I mean, obviously. I think I would like to see some sort of like Zelda adventure in a Dungeons and Dragons, but I guess it would probably have to be something like a Four Swords style adventure, or maybe you use the Breath of the Wild champions or something, or create your own character. Like maybe that's it. You create your own character and kind of use one of the races that's provided from the Zelda universe and kind of just have a Dungeons and Dragon campaign through that.
that'd be cool.
I like what you're selling here. Imagine if they call it like Link's Multiverse, and where you bring in like the different links from different different Zelda games, and like everyone's playing as a Link, but they're playing as different variations of Link.
Yeah.
So a different version of Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Cooler. Yeah, that's what I would do, I think. Or like I mean, they already make like Monopoly Mario and stuff, right? So gross, man. Our second question, or Jesse also, he comments, I'd love to see a Splatoon game that's a mix of Risk and Munchkin.
Oh, that could be cool.
I don't know what Munchkin is. What is that?
I don't either. What is a Munchkin?
That is
like a card base, I think.
That is the donuts you used to get at Krispy Kreme. The little small ones.
Oh yeah, like the little donut hole things. Yeah.
Oh, Munchkins was Dunkin' Donuts.
Whatever, Ed.
What?
Everybody loves a donut. All right, our last question. Our last question comes from Infinite Rewind from Discord. Our friend Matt. Congratulations, Matt, by the way, on having your baby. I'm very proud of you.
Congratulations.
You brought life in the world.
Yeah. Scary world to bring life into, but you know, we got to keep going, I guess.
Nothing I have to worry about.
Oh, jeez. Create your own new Nintendo IP. Man, that's such a rough one.
That's a lot. That's a heavy task.
I know. So, I mean, I have crossover ideas, but nothing new. Like I think a game based in Hyrule that's also kind of like a Souls game would be cool. And I also want a Fire Emblem regular action RPG or JRPG or something. Those aren't new IPs, obviously, but like, you know. But anyway, somebody make up something. Somebody make up something way cooler than I just said.
I think they, you know, like it's been a while, and maybe y'all can counteract me if y'all can think of anything like this, but like it's Mario feels like the only like platforming game. It feels like we're missing kind of that platforming portfolio lately.
Besides Kirby, Donkey Kong.
Well, we haven't had a Donkey Kong since what, like since Tropical Freeze.
Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, but so we're missing something.
A lot of people are thinking that they're still in the works. They just haven't put it out like to release it just yet.
Yeah, the rumor.
First party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's correct.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor is that the Mario Odyssey team is working on a 3D Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
That'll be fun.
as long as it's not Donkey Kong 64, sure.
And they don't have Banjo-Kazooie no more, or Conquer 64, so like the rare stuff, that's like all gone. That's Microsoft.
So what is Nintendo missing from their portfolio? I mean,
that's exactly what I was going here.
Yeah, they're pretty covered in a lot of ways, right? I mean, they have a third-person shooter with Splatoon. They have their real-time strategy with
Fire Emblem.
Fire
Emblem.
They
don't really got like a run and gun game like Contra or something.
I
wouldn't count Splatoon as that, but like something like Contra or like Ghouls and Ghosts, they don't have. Like they don't have their difficult game.
What were you saying, Delvin?
I'm gonna cheat. I want to have the game made that I want it made. I want a Captain N Nintendo game, like a modern version of a Captain N game.
What does that look like?
I would even go like, hey, you can make it still be the guy from the original Captain N series. For those who don't know, Captain N was a cartoon show. Was that the 80s? 80s,
yeah.
90s?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Close to the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. Where a kid got pulled into his Nintendo console and was going through Videoland, and like he would team up with like Mega Man and Kid Icarus, and they were
creepy
like,
Mega Man, dude. Oh.
And it was like they were the Nintendo characters, but they were bad looking versions of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would do a Captain N game. I wouldn't have him. I would have Kevin by himself, obviously, but each stage you would have to go through a different version of a Nintendo game, like a Mario game, or go
That'd
through
be really
Kid Icarus Land.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I probably would.
That could be like, what if that was like their next system pack-in game of like, it kind of be like Astrobot, but like, or like Nintendo Land mixed with it. Like you take Captain N and like, okay, well here's Mario Land, so here's your platforming game, and then here's your Zelda dungeon, and here's your mini Metroidvania map over here, and like, oh well, here's your Splatoon map, and you play like some sort of level of Splatoon with Captain N.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I think I got it.
Go ahead.
I think I got it. Imagine Nintendo's take, first party Nintendo's take on a stealth game, like a spy game where you play as like a cartoony spy-like character, and your objective is probably to like use tons of different gadgets to try to get to like each objective in like a different building, and you try to like make it into like you're almost like trying to steal like a certain weapon before it's able to be used and such like that. It's almost like
Nintendo does have something like that.
Oh boy, here we go. Was it from like an obscure 1991 NES cartridge that nobody's ever heard of?
No, the Spirit game on GameCube.
Geist.
Geist.
Yeah. Here's what I was imagining though. You have like, because this character that I'm imagining could also probably double as a Super Smash Brothers character. Like he has like a watch that he can probably like use to do different things, or maybe like slow down time or different things so he can sneak by different people. You might have like, or maybe he uses his watch to like make his suit like semi like almost like that almost transparent to where like he blends in with his natural surroundings, that sort of thing. He can sort of like, yeah, it's almost like a stealth game mixed in with what is the game about Ubisoft?
Assassin's Creed.
Watch Dogs. Like their take on Watch Dogs would be interesting. That stealth meets like Watch Dogs. Nintendo, I think, could absolutely nail it. Where Ubisoft just kind of floundered that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, they use some of that stuff, gameplay ideas, in some of their Paper Mario games. So
yeah. But I mean, it's not quite the 3D like a 3D stealth game. You know.
I like that idea, Sebastian. That's definitely something Nintendo's really missing from their portfolio. Like a big prominent one. I know Ed said it's existed before, but like nobody cares about Geist 23 years later. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Well, he said a brand new IP. So
I know.
I'm just saying,
I know. It is a new IP. You don't make it Geist 2. You make it Flubby Dubby's
I'm talking about the idea.
Stealthy weapon game. You know?
Yeah.
Like I would do like a beat 'em up Uniracer game.
Yeah, I know. You pick all the weird games nobody cares about. I'm gonna make Excite Bike with Contra guns and some sort of...
Hey, shoot, I would like Uniracer meets Elite Beat 8.
No, see,
Ed,
Ed. The proper response was, well, Road Rash already exists. Then I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that answer.
No,
you failed me, Ed.
No, I have. I feel like a Uniracer game that plays with like Elite Beat agents and stuff. So you got a music game and a racer at the same time. So in order to get faster, you have to be on beat so you go faster and everything.
That's creative. Another like genre they're missing is like a first party Nintendo that is like a Diablo style game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like their take on what a Diablo style game would be cool, but that spy game I think could also double as a Super Smash Brothers characters. So I'm leaning towards that.
Secret Agent Toad.
Oh, that'd be fun. Or maybe you can have different like amiibos come in and they can be like the spies, so to speak, and you can kind of use their different powers.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, to riff off your Diablo game and actually like you may have use for an amiibo. Like you could use the different amiibo to be the different characters, and then you could save your progress for those characters on the amiibo and take them with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So that's the kind of genres I feel like they're missing out on, like that, like Diablo style, a stealth game, and to be honest, they tried with ARMS, but like they're missing a boxing game, a legit like sports boxing game.
Yeah, where's Punch Out at?
Just bring back.
I mean, they got the Wii boxing also, so.
Yeah, but that went great.
Bring back Mike Tyson's Punch Out of that. Just like we
Ready to Rumble, man.
Yeah, Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble.
That's
Afro
Midway.
Thunder.
Oh man, It doesn't matter. Midway's not doing anything with it. They're gone.
No, for sure. Nintendo can buy that.
Well, wherever they are now. What is the Apple Studio name now?
NetherRealm. What you want them to make Mortal Kombat versus
Super Smash?
I mean, that's right. I mean, because of Midway, now they're NetherRealm.
Yeah,
pretty much. Because Midway closed.
Yeah,
so.
But still, that's funny.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we created a good IP there.
We did. Look at that. Created a bunch.
Right.
There you go, Nintendo.
Yeah,
Those are all free. Just credit.
Tag me on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Give us some credit.
Yeah.
And give us a free review copy, a credit, and we want free tickets to Nintendo Land. That's all we want. The demands kind of went up as I kind of thought about more demands, but like those are the three demands for the new IP.
That's chump change for Nintendo.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
well, everybody, that's gonna be it for Nintendo Podcast, Nintendo Block Podcast.
Wow. You want to try that again, Ed?
Yeah, let's try it again.
Pow Block Podcast. I'm sorry, everybody. Goodness. Delvin, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Delvin_Cox. Check out the Delvin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts.
And Sebastian, where can they find you?
Find me at the Single Player Experience Podcast, the perfect podcast for single player gamers to find out about good single player games to play. If you like dev interviews about single player games, if you like just finding out what needs to be in your video game backlog, check that podcast out. And then you can find me on Twitter at Sebastian23.
All right. And everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo! Woo-hoo!
Did it.
Yeah. Nintendo Pow Block is a product of Boss Rush Media, LLC, and is recorded from our headquarters in Akron, Ohio. The show is hosted by me, Albert Varnell. My co-hosts are Corey Dirrig and Corey Yikes. You can find Corey at I am Corey in HD on Twitter and Instagram, as well as hosting the Boss Rush Podcast and Tower Casuals Destiny Podcast. You can find Corey at Corey_Yikes on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me at That Richard Cole on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Nintendo Pow Block on all social media platforms at Pow Block Podcast. You can also follow Boss Rush Media and Boss Rush Network on all major social media platforms. Join the Boss Rush Network, Discord, and Facebook groups to interact with other friends and fans. Visit bossrush.net for more great content and patreon.com/bossrushmedia to learn how you can support this show. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.